Nobody's safe, people. Nobody's safe.
Now to a story about a scheme that hits close to home. There's a warning about a way that prosecutors tell us it's easy for criminals to steal your most prized possession, your home. You're about to see surveillance footage that authorities say shows the scam in action. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has the story.
This may look like a normal day at a county clerk's office, but look closely at this couple in the waiting room. Prosecutors say Michelle Cherry and her husband Victor Rodriguez were there to steal a home from unsuspecting owners.
To have someone steal your property it's like stealing the American dream. It's terrible. We've seen a big increase in that sort of activity.
According to Florida prosecutor Mike Lennon, Cherry made 3 trips to the clerk's office, stealing not 1 but 3 different Tampa area properties with fraudulent documents using quitclaim deeds, a type of deed that can quickly transfer ownership of property.
They looked for properties that they believed were abandoned, and then they used online information to forge signatures on these deeds to file them with the clerk of court.
Prosecutors say one of those properties belonged to Larry and Dreama Bilby.
Just like that, your house is stolen. Yeah. It's gone.
It only cost 70 cents.
That's crazy.
And some paperwork.
The Bilbys tell us they weren't living in their...
Wait. Yo, did that guy say, wow, the paperwork and the process, it only costs 70 cents? So you can have your house title stolen for 70 cents? Bruh. Really, nobody's safe.
Home at the time because of construction, but they were monitoring their home security cameras, which they say showed the suspects on their property multiple times.
They took our power bill and our water bill. They shut off our name and put their names on it.
The Bilbys credit their county clerk's office with alerting them of the change in the home's title.
Anytime anything is filed against your property, you get an alert, whether it's a phone call, a text, or an email. It is a free service.
Even while Tampa police were investigating, the suspect seen here in this body cam video adamant the Bilby's home belongs to her.
I own it. I'm on the current deed.
They were stealing these properties with the intent to try to get loans out on the properties or to try to sell them to unsuspecting buyers.
Both suspects.
That's crazy. She could be an actress. I own it. What do you mean?
Arrested.
You have a warrant?
Yeah. And charged with conspiracy to commit fraud. They've pleaded not guilty and are awaiting trial. A lawyer for Cherry did not comment to ABC, but Rodriguez's attorney says his client maintains his innocence. Some officials are now calling for state laws to be changed, making it tougher to sell properties using quitclaim deed forms.
The fact that the form is so simple and requires so little documentation is problematic.
If you don't sign up for Property Fraud Alert, you're just asking for the possibility that the same thing that happened to us.
That's crazy. Can you imagine you go to the county office to pay your taxes and the lady on the other side of the counter says, whose property are you talking about? Well, this property is under such and John Doe's name, so why do you want to pay their taxes? That's crazy.
Wow. Now, this could be a lucrative scheme considering mortgages are at a year-long high. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage rose for the 3rd week in a row from the lowest they've been in years. Ironically, rates are going up after optimistic September job reports, and this change could take hundreds of dollars a month out of a homeowner's pockets, giving them less spending power.
That's crazy, yeah, because let's say if you go down to the county office, I mean, let's say, for example, they were doing it for a while. Can you imagine they got 5 people whose houses were paid off, and they just changed the title and took out second mortgages, line of credit, or get the equity out? And then sold that you get to your house one day and shit, what the fuck? I can open the locks have been changed. You can get it to your house. You go down to the county's office. Oh yeah, this property was sold like yesterday. What? Didn't say my property. Well, it says here you're not the owner. That's crazy. Oh, hey, guys, nobody's safe. You gotta protect your shit. Now you gotta sign up for fraud alert on mortgage. Damn, that's crazy. And yeah, they were racking in some money in that. Let's move on to the next one.
$55,000 is now out of my wife and my retirement savings. Gone.
He fell victim to an old scam with a very new twist. Crooks using artificial intelligence to rip people off. Welcome back. I'm Mark Brown.
I'm Giovanna Lotta. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5, live on ABC7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. We often report on phone scams that con artists use to get at your money. Now they're taking advantage of AI to make their scams even more believable.
Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda explains how it works and what you can do to avoid becoming a victim in this 7 on Your Side investigation.
I look like a fool, I feel like a fool, but I don't care. I want to help everybody that I can possibly help.
Anthony.
See that shit. I feel that. That shit. I feel that. That's crazy. I feel that. I feel for that man. $25,000. Shit. Maybe a pretty chunk of his retirement money, income. Damn.
Who doesn't want to give his last name says that's how he feels after he was scammed out of $25,000. It all started when he got a phone call that he believed was from his son.
Dad, I had a horrible accident. I ran into a woman who was pregnant, carrying a child inside of her. She was rushed to the ICU.
He says after a short conversation, he hangs up and gets another call from someone who says his name is Michael Roberts and he's a lawyer. He then tells Anthony he needs $9,200 for his son's bail.
He said, you need to get $9,200 as fast as you can if you want your son out of jail. Otherwise, he's in for 45 days.
Anthony says he did try to call his son back to verify all of this, but the call went to voicemail, so he assumed it's because he really was in jail. So Anthony rushes to the bank to get the money. He says to avoid suspicion or any holdups, he tells the bank it's for a solar panel installation, and they approve it. He then gets home and asks his daughter to call the person identified as Michael Roberts.
And she says, we've got the money. What do we do now? He said, don't worry, someone will be at the house. It'll be an Uber car any minute. And with that, there's an Uber car.
This surveillance video shows as his daughter takes the money out in a manila envelope. They check the license plate and the driver.
I wonder if the Uber driver was in it also. I wonder. I hope they can clear that up, because shit.
To make sure it is a legitimate Uber driver. She hands over the money and the driver leaves. Then the phone rings again, this time a different man who says his name is Mark Cohen and he's another attorney involved in the case. He says the pregnant woman died.
The bail has been raised. Mark Cohen says another $15,800.
I mean, at that point, even with the first 9, I wouldn't pay until I get a hold of my son. If I get a call like that. Because if he's already in custody, yeah, shit, I'll wait till he calls me. They can call from the jail. I mean, that's tough. That's tough to judge, because can't say what you would do if you're not in the situation, especially at his age.
To $25,000.
So they repeat everything again, getting more money out of the bank and giving it to yet another Uber driver who picks up the second package. Anthony says as things calm down, they start searching the internet and doing research, and his daughter tells him the bad news.
And says, Dad, I hope I'm wrong. I think you have just been scammed out of $25,000. Never even crossed my mind.
Police say this type of scam is not new. Variations on it have been around for years. But they say now, using new technology, those calls or notifications can appear more realistic than ever.
The scammers are just becoming more clever and sophisticated. They are using social media and technology to craft these very believable and convincing stories, and people really do believe they're talking to a grandchild or a government official.
In this case, Anthony says when he first picked up the phone, it sounded exactly like his son.
It was his voice. It was absolutely his voice, Carlos. There was no doubt about it.
Police say that is a new twist. Artificial intelligence, AI, can be used to impersonate someone's voice, and it sounds just like the real thing.
They call, and I know when you answer and it's a scammer, there's silence, and they want you to say hello or anybody there. All they need is 3 seconds of your voice to input it into AI and clone it.
And thieves.
That's crazy. Wow. Shit, I gotta be careful then, because I get like a lot of calls throughout the day. I would say probably about 10 to 15 calls per day. And I would say out of 10, probably 5, nobody talks. I mean, I never talk, but shit, I'm gonna be like, click, hang up real quick, because they're cloning your voice. Shit, they call my mom or something like that. I mean, she's trained already. I told her, if anybody calls you, shit, you call me on WhatsApp. Don't call me straight number, because they can spoof the number, and you can see it'll go straight to voicemail. So just call me on WhatsApp, or call me through Messenger, or call me through Instagram. Anywhere but my regular phone number, because if they spoof it, it's gonna go straight to voicemail, and then she's gonna think same thing this old guy was thinking, that his son was in jail already. That's crazy. Hey, you gotta be careful out there. Nobody's safe, motherfuckers. Nobody's safe.
Thieves can also use your social media accounts to get information about you.
They'll go through your video posts, and if you or a loved one are speaking, they can grab your voice that way.
Wow.
Detectives say they can't give out too much information.
They can grab your voice from a video from your social media. Oh, these scammers ahead of the game, one step ahead. Fucking, y'all wanted technology? Y'all wanted AI? There it is.
About this case, since it is an ongoing investigation, but they say usually in these cases the drivers that are hired through Uber or Lyft are not typically involved in the scam. They're unaware they're even part of it.
Okay, that's good to know. But then when they go pick up the package, do they know it's money, or do they know how much money is it? Like, how do you explain that? Like, you got a Uber ride to, like, I mean, I'm not an Uber driver, so I don't know how that would work. So they just picking up a package and dropping it off. I guess they don't know it's money. I'm assuming they don't know it's money, because that money will not make it.
In this case, Anthony says the callers kept making it sound that there was a sense of urgency. They tried to keep him off balance.
They moved me so fast. I never had a chance to do a second call unless I were to say to them, hold it, I'm stopping this whole thing for a minute. I want to talk to my son. I don't care if he's in jail or where he is. I want to talk to my son.
Good.
You don't think that way. You don't.
Police say never send money to someone you don't know, even if they claim they're a government.
I can imagine, like, he was under pressure. So, yeah, they didn't let him take a break to think things through. Shit.
An agency or financial institution. Those places will never call you and ask you to send money immediately.
But most recently, they've been asking victims to deposit money into crypto ATM machines or transfer money into crypto accounts. So if you receive a call and they're requesting you to do any of those things, that is an immediate red flag and is probably a scam.
Anthony says he feels embarrassed, but he hopes by telling his story, he can help others.
That's my message to everyone watching, to protect themselves and their own family. And
so there you have it, guys. Like this guy said, protect yourself and your family, because nobody's safe. So please like and share the video. Subscribe to support the channel. You can watch my other videos. They're going to be here and here, or wherever YouTube decides to put them at. And be safe. And again, have a blessed and exclusive day. Peace.